seriousness, though, I think, and I'm a guy, I don't know about you, who says if a player's first round graded or something, go get the bag, as they say, right? Don't wait around in college, even now with NIL and the ability to make some real money for some of these guys. Don't wait around, go and do your thing. But he is the sort of other side of the coin, a guy who absolutely should have come back to school and made the absolute most of it. The fake slide play has infuriated a lot of people. I still love it. He played his way into the first round. He's not going to win the Heisman Trophy. Do we agree on that? I mean, no, Bryce Young doing what he did against Georgia sewed that thing right up and deservedly. Right. But I think he has a very good chance to come in second. I think that's meaningful for Pitt in the sense that you would hope some kids who play quarterback are like, wow, a Pitt quarterback second in the Heisman, that's where I want to go, or that's a place I want to go and play. They get guys that are on that stage. Forget about the fact that he's in his mid-20s or he's a super senior or whatever. It's still good for the university.
Sure.
And it's awesome for him. It's awesome for him because I just love seeing the hard work on his part pay off, and it's going to make him a very rich man at the next level when he gets drafted in the first round.
And it's much easier to get this quarterback talent instantly with the transfer portal, too. So a lot of guys may be looking for opportunities, and they could look right at that example and say, and look at the long list of Pitt Panthers who have become first-round picks in the NFL, Hall of Famers, and whatever. So, all right, we got a lot of people who want to talk about that, and, of course, Steelers. Anything else is fine. Let's go out to Joe in McKeesport. Joe, what's up?
Yeah. I'd like to give a hand to WPL, sending 5 teams out of 6.
Yep.
The finals.
They're going to play on 3 different days now, 2 a day, which is interesting, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, like I said, I want to give help to WPL for 5 out of 6 teams.
Okay. It says here you wanted to talk about the Peach Bowl, no?
But good for that, too.
Well, okay, it's too late now. You got to get that in when you make that call. Let's move to Anthony.
Hold on, Bob. I did tell everybody about Eli Heidenreich over at Mount Lebanon. He keeps dusting
terrific.
people. He humiliated State College High. Navy's getting a real deal there. I'm just telling you.
And he should take his running mate back with him because I don't know where Alex Texas decided to go, if anything, at this point. But I'd go and say, hey, Coach.
I would be willing to bet that Alex Teska drops anchor in a similar place to Eli Heidenreich.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
They could play together. Why not? Anthony in Verona's on the line. What's up, Anthony?
Yeah, about Pitt. I don't know the players. I know Tony Dorsett used to be playing back in 1976.
Yes? All right, Anthony, thank you. Still not any start to this program here tonight. Let's move over to talk about a game that's going on. I only bring it up because of the wind conditions and the snow and everything that's going on in New England. It's fascinating to me that New England has run the ball. I think at last count I saw 39. It's probably more than this now. 39 rushes, 1 pass attempt. At least that's what the case was. 14-10 at last check.
Yeah,
I like that, though. You know what? Their
Jones.
Ground game is really good, though. That's where it all starts. It makes life a lot easier for a rookie quarterback, and he's been good.
Yeah, I watched the only pass Mac Jones threw, and it required like a bobbling one-handed catch. Listen, I got to give Belichick a ton of props. I still think Brady is the guy who made them a 6-time Super Bowl winner and put them way over the edge from just being a very good team into a dynastic team. I think that's Tom Brady. I think you saw it in Tampa, the Brady effect. But Belichick is just ridiculous. To take that defense, to take Mac Jones, who physically is like the least gifted of the first rounders this year, right? I mean, by far, it's obvious. And just say, we can plug them right in, we're going to do our thing, and we're going to be really good at it. They never blinked even when they started 2-4. It's just hard not to appreciate what they're able to do up there year after year after year after year.
I want to get back to what you said about the fake slide because that was a trending topic, and with good reason. I thought it was an extremely athletic play, and good for Kenny Pickett. He got away from it because there's nothing in the rulebook that says you can't do that. However, it is one of those things that needs to stop right now, and however they determine to stop it, because you cannot do that to a defender. I feel sorry for defenders generally, Chris, only because everything is designed for the offense. That's a play that if you're a defender, you know that you better not hit him. So you stop just a little bit. It throws off your momentum. He took full advantage of that, but he should not have been able to do it. Do you agree, or do you like
it's a hyper athlete? I love the play. I mean, I do. I do think Ryan Clark raises like a fair point when he says that's just you're starting down the road to a couple very ugly targeting penalties when that sort of thing happens. Mark Herzlich, the Boston College linebacker, I thought he said something interesting, though. He said he sort of made it seem like, and maybe with a Lamar Jackson type it would be different, although Pickett obviously doesn't have kind of the reputation of even a Sam Howell as some great runner, right? So maybe it was the perfect storm. But he said, like, do you really think a lot of guys that aren't known as running quarterbacks per se have the athletic ability to even pull that move off? Which I agree with. I have a feeling that as much attention as it's getting, it might be one of those things that's sort of a little like a tempest in a teapot here. We talk about it constantly and expect that it's going to become part of everyone's repertoire, but in fact, you hardly ever, if ever, really see it again. And it's not because they legislate it out of the rules. It's just because it's going to be a play that sticks more as Kenny Pickett doing something remarkably athletic and heads up and nobody else really doing that.
Yeah. I mean, when you see the still picture of it, you would say, I don't know how he did it like that, but he did, which is a testament to him. And I'm sure he practiced that. He knew that at some point was going to come, and he picked a good time for it to happen. Jason in Murraysville would like to talk about that play. Hey, Jason.
Hi. I hope this statement comes out right. I was wondering, do you think that the slide for the quarterbacks is necessary? I think that a lot of defenders are always on they assume a quarterback's about to slide. The quarterback ends up lowering his head, picking up a first down. With the new rules where you can't lead with a helmet anyway, are the quarterbacks that vulnerable that
they just want to protect their, this is the most expensive position on the field, and you want to have your star quarterbacks. It's a safety concern, but I agree a little bit with what you're saying there, and I thought that's an interesting point. Since there are helmet-to-helmet and targeting things going on even without the slide, is it necessary for these guys always just to slide? I understand why they did it, but there's a part of me, Chris, that goes back, and I just want to see football the way I knew it growing up, instead of some of these rules that are designed with safety first and foremost. And yet there are other rules that come in with this taunting that drive me nuts because I don't even know what that is anymore.
Can I petition, by the way, that ESPN does a segment from now on? If a guy gets an inexplicable taunting penalty, they call it "you got marshed." Is that something that we could have?
Cassius.
Yes, you got marshed.
By the way, I did not have a problem with what he did there. I didn't. I know.
Neither did I. TJ Watts was by the letter of the law, like more blatant. Like it clearly looked like he was talking to the opposing player yesterday. The whole thing's ridiculous. No one would have cared. As far as the sliding, I will say this. You see guys nowadays are hyper athletic more than they were 60 years ago or whatever, or 50 years ago when Fran Tarkenton was scrambling around. Like it's a different game in terms of what these guys are able to do. I think it's fine to protect a quarterback when he goes into that feet first slide for this reason. If the ball is properly spotted, the second he actually starts to go down and puts a hip on the ground, he loses any of that extra 2 or 3 yards that he might get. So if you're going to sort of penalize that and say, hey, you can start your slide, but the ball is down right where your body is at that point, I think that's sort of a fair trade-off. I don't want to see quarterbacks getting ear-holed or getting torpedoed helmet to helmet when they go into a slide because a defensive player just wants to send a message anyway. I mean, watch games where anybody that says, oh, we're protecting the quarterback so much, think about a game where you had to watch Mason Rudolph play against the Detroit Lions. Was that fun? No. I want quarterbacks protected because there's not very many good ones.
We got to go to a break on that note. We'll come back and have more discussion and more calls right here on Pittsburgh CW.